Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do angel messages for today. Today is Wednesday. It is April 22nd, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Two, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. It all might resonate. It's angel messages. All of a sudden, like my nose is twitching. My left nostril, like I'm going to sneeze. Angels for the Modern Mystic by Teresa Chung. I got this off Amazon. You can look for it on Amazon. It also, and also you can look on lawrenceking.com. So I'm just going to do a couple shuffles, pull a few cards. I got one on the table. Let's do one more shuffle. One more shuffle. I think, is that 4 cards or is that 3 cards? I don't know. I don't know if that's 1 card or 1 card underneath it. All right. We got 5 with bottom of the deck. Bear with me because I'm probably going to stutter the whole time. It's been a while since I've done this. We've got the angel of self-esteem. You are always enough. Confidence is essential for a happy and fulfilling life. Ask the angel of self-esteem to help you truly value who you are and bring you feelings of self-worth. A positive mindset will attract success. If you often feel lonely and unloved, learn to love and value yourself in the same unconditional way the angel of self-esteem loves and values you. Focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Become your own best friend and ditch the self-criticism. Understand that other people can't increase your self-worth. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters what you think, because others reflect the value you place upon yourself back to you. Set boundaries and say no when those boundaries are crossed. Stand tall and feel powerful. Every morning when you wake up, say out loud or in your head, I am enough. I deserve to love myself and for others to love me as I am. Get it up there a little closer. The angel of trust. Keep your faith. Trust once broken can be hard to rebuild. If others have let you down or their words have not matched their actions, ask the angel of trust to help you believe again. Use common sense as you move forward, and above all, trust yourself before trusting others. Value others by what they do, not by what they say. Learn that the hard way, right? If you have shown poor judgment or made the wrong decisions, allow the angel of trust to restore your belief in yourself and your own judgment, and to get your life moving forward again. Give yourself a break. Making mistakes is the only way to grow, and it's not failure if you have learned something. Listen to that calm inner voice that speaks softly and firmly and longs for you to restore your faith in yourself. I think the cat is outside pacing. I closed the door because I didn't want them in here. They drive me nuts. We got the angel of becoming. Be original. Questioning what you have been taught and seeking out answers independently is crucial for your personal and spiritual growth. Ask the angel of becoming to help you discover your own truth, rather than searching for it externally. If you are feeling dissatisfied with the direction your life is heading, if you are doubting everything you once thought to be true, if you feel confused and see no way forward, the angel of becoming is calling your name. It is time for you to answer that call, to no longer follow or imitate others or find your meaning in approval or belonging, but to understand that the answers you have been seeking outside yourself can only be unearthed within. Once you let go of the desire to fit in and release yourself from the expectations of others, you will experience moments of blissful clarity and illumination. In those moments, you are finally becoming the person, the creative and utterly unique force that you were born to be. The angel of attraction. You are what you need. Shine a light on the people and things you are attracting into your life. Like seeks like. If you don't value yourself, the people in your life will reflect this lack of self-worth. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Ask yourself if the people you spend time with mirror the things you admire and love in yourself. Is there a balance of giving and taking in those relationships? Let the angel of attraction help you to be truthful with yourself. If your close relationships are not supportive, you need to reevaluate them or find ways to bring greater balance into them. Bear in mind that attraction is not just expressed in your relationships, but also through the energetic power of your thoughts, feelings, and most important of all, your actions. If you feel low, counteract that by doing something positive. Actions always speak louder than words when it comes to attracting good things into your life. Like seeks like. If you don't value yourself, the people in your life will reflect this lack of self-worth. Ask yourself if the people you spend time with mirror the things you admire and love in yourself. Okay. I agree. I just want to say something here because I agree with that to a point. There comes a point in your life where you are who you are. You know, good person, kind person, loving, caring, generous, all that jazz, right? You've worked through your demons. You continue to work through your demons, your trauma, all that stuff, right? This is why you develop boundaries and you hang with certain people and not others, and I get it. Sometimes we attach ourselves to people because there's a trauma bond, like I used to like to give because I wasn't given to as a kid. And I'm not talking about like Christmas presents and birthday presents. I'm talking about like there wasn't a lot of stability when I was a kid. There wasn't a lot of consistent love and supportiveness. So as a human, I tend to do that for others, even when I don't get it in return, right? And you tend to attract in people. Like when they see that you're giving and you're caring and you're supportive, you draw in a certain crowd of people that want to take. And they don't really care if they give anything back. And you ask yourself, okay, why do I do this? And you reason through it and you work through the trauma and you go through all that and you build boundaries and you set limits for yourself and for others. You come to a point when you realize that you've learned what you're doing, what you put out there that you probably shouldn't, because you attract in all this certain attention. There comes a point in your life when you have to recognize that there are just fucking shitty people out there, and they're going to attach themselves to anybody and try to get whatever they can out of anybody. So even though I've worked through all my stuff and I've set boundaries and limitations, and I know where all this comes from. Like, I know why I feel the need to give, right? Like, I know why I am the way I am, and I know why I attract that energy. It doesn't mean you're going to stop attracting it. Boundaries doesn't mean you're going to stop attracting it. There are just shitty people out there. Really. Seriously. And it's up to us, when you make a friend, when you meet a lover, when you get back together with a family member, it's up to us to use our intuition and our inner knowing and our third eye to say, okay, this person's using me. They're not using me. How long am I going to let them use me? Like there just comes a point where you have to realize you're going to attract that when you're healing too. It doesn't matter. And I'm only saying this because I had a conversation with I think I told you guys about it. I don't know. I had a conversation with a coworker a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, and I think I told you guys this. I had told her that, I was okay being on my own, that I didn't see myself falling in love again. Like like I'm just going to be by myself. And that's the plan. Unless God brings me an angel, that's the plan. And she's like, well, she's like, why would you say that? And I told her, I said, I'm just tired of dealing with losers and users and abusers and men that show you one thing and then they end up being another. Women too. And she goes, oh, well, that's on you. You need to figure out why you're attracting that energy. I know why I attract that energy. It gets to the point where it doesn't matter if I know, it doesn't matter if I'm working on myself, it doesn't matter if I'm healing, right? Everybody is still going to attract that energy. When you're a good person, when you are a light worker, when you put off that light, when you put off that goodness, that kindness, you are going to continue to attract shitty people for the rest of your life. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And for somebody to say that it continues to be your fault, it's not your fault. I I really hate when people, and I've seen readers do this too. Like, oh, you need to heal, you need to go within, you need to figure out why you're attracting in that person. I already know why I'm attracting in that person. I already work on myself. I already set boundaries. I already say no. And yet they still keep coming. They still keep coming. So what I'm saying is people need to stop telling people it's their fault that they attract in dirtbags, that they attract in users, that they attract in abusers. Users, dirtbags, abusers, rapists, red rummers, they're always going to be there. Always. Whether I have a boundary or not. I have a guy that's been interested in me before, and I told him I'm not interested in him, and I've told him more than once. And this is a work colleague, okay? This is someone older than me, and I've told him more than once I'm not interested. He is actually the gentleman that I offered to take to the grocery store to get groceries because he's at home because he's been incapacitated. He's actually healing. He had surgery. My friend and I both offered to take him to the grocery store to get groceries. That's it. I didn't offer him anything else. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, can we go out to dinner instead? I don't want to go to the grocery store. And at first I was like, okay, sure. Like, I get it. You want to get out, you want some fresh air, you want some like action, some atmosphere. You're stuck at home watching TV all day. I get it. I get it. So we went out to dinner. The thing is, it felt like a fake date. And when I went back and I saw my friend at work the next morning, I told her what happened, and she goes, "Oh, I just think he wanted to get out, Kim. I don't think it's you. I don't think that's it." I stopped talking to him. And he did message me, and he said something about he didn't need groceries for probably another 2 weeks or so. And this was over 2 weeks ago now. And I said, "Oh, well, that's good because I mean, I offered to take you, but now I'm kind of busy. I don't know that I'll be able to take you. So the fact that you have groceries for another 2 weeks, that's a good thing." He has not reached out to my friend at work to take him grocery shopping, not once. And he didn't talk to me for almost a week. And then on Sunday, I think it was Sunday, he texted me and said, if you ever want to go out to dinner again, we could go out to dinner. I totally dodged his comment, his question. And I told him, I hope you feel better. And he was supposed to go to the doctor this past Monday for a checkup. I said, I hope everything's okay. And I left it at that. And I didn't say anything else because I have told him more than once I am not interested in him that way. My friend and I, my female friend and I, have both told him we think of him as a friend, and that is it. And I do not know why this man thinks he can keep testing my boundaries. But you're not gonna. And I'm like, I'll just walk away. If you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know, like, when you do something to the connection, when you show me who and what you are, and it doesn't vibe with me, like, I just fucking walk away. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. People like, oh, you went no contact. Oh, you ghosted them. That's so I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I will always protect my peace. I will always tell you to protect your peace. I don't give a fuck. I will walk away and I will say nothing. I will go dead silence and I will just fucking walk away and I will never talk to that person ever again. I have to talk to him because we work together, but whatever. I'm just saying, Like, I just don't put up with bullshit. And I'm telling you guys, people think that they can ditch me, treat me like shit, talk down to me, abuse me, use me, take everything I have to offer, ditch me for like years, months, years on end, and then come back and act as if nothing is wrong. And then they realize when I have nothing to say, when they're greeted with dead silence, that's when they realize, oh, it's too late. Like I fucked it up. And they know that I'm a jerk. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Knew a couple months ago, knew a couple years ago. Yep. And that's why I'm saying to you guys, if you hear a reader telling you that, like, oh, it's your fault, you need to go within, you need to check yourself, you need to you need to deal with trauma, you need to do this, you need to ask yourself why you're attracting deadbeats, why you're attracting dirtbags. There comes a point when it's not you, it is them, and it has always been them. And obviously, yes, you should look within. Yes, you should figure out like why you put up with the shit that you put up with. You should always heal from that. You should always be healing from that. But there comes a point when you have to recognize that those people are always going to be out there. They're always going to be knocking on your door. They're always going to be wanting in your life. And I'm getting really sick and tired of people blaming the people that are healing and not blaming the people that deserve the blame. And those are the assholes. So I just wanted to put that out there because it's starting to get sickening. It's starting to get really sickening. Like when I watch a reading and a reader's like, "Oh, you need to go within, baby. Like you're the problem." Quit telling people that. quit telling people that. Even if I were clueless, right? Even if I just didn't get it and I didn't understand why I was attracting in all these people and I couldn't figure it out in my head, like I wasn't smart enough or I just don't want to deal with it, that still doesn't make it okay for other people to treat me like shit. We're all human beings trying to exist on this planet. There should be a mutual respect for every single human being on this planet. And it is never, ever going to be someone's fault for being a good person. And it is never, ever going to be okay to take advantage of a good person. And I would never, ever, ever blame a good person for being taken advantage of. I'm just getting so sick and tired of people, well, it's your fault because you allowed it to happen. I mean, when I tell you that I have told this guy twice, I'm not interested, and he keeps trying to come back. Like, this is how sick people are out there. Like, they don't listen. They don't care. Like, I set that boundary twice. Twice. Now a third time. I'm just saying. Okay. Enough of the tirade. This is the last card. This is bottom of the deck. We've got the Angel Synchronicity. Expect the unexpected. Coincidences are not random. They are loaded with meaning. There's no such thing as a coincidence. When coincidences feel transformative, the angel of synchronicity is blessing your life. If you need inspiration, if you have lost sight of who you are and what is important, if you want guidance, hope, and comfort, look out for the synchronicity in your life. Ask for what you want, then trust that the signs will come. Pay attention to any chance encounters, meaningful words, messages, songs, lucid dreams, and signs. Feel deep gratitude for these communications. If you get a hunch or sudden illumination, don't dismiss it as random. Listen carefully and consider what the message might be. If you don't notice any synchronicities, perhaps the time isn't right for you or you need to consider another approach. Either way, continue to expect the unexpected and become more observant. The more curious you are, the more validation and guidance will come to you. Heed the signs. I'm going to leave it there. Take from it what you will. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understood what I was trying to say there about what we attract in, because I'm getting sick and tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. I'm getting sick and tired of it. I hope everybody had a fabulous Wednesday, continues to have a fabulous Wednesday evening. and I will talk to you later. Bye.